Welcome back once again to Spirituality with a Spin. It is January 12th, Thursday, in the year 2017. Is anybody having problems writing down the year 2017 instead of 2016? Because generally, I've encountered that when I'm writing something down. I haven't this time. I'm going to attribute that to the art of allowing and letting go. Understanding soul contracts and this interaction that we are experiencing, all of us, that we are in a soul family, a soul group. If you're listening to me right now, you are in my soul group. I am in your soul group. That's why it's important to be involved, to comment, to share, to like, to subscribe, to come forward, to contribute. But always contribute from a place of love. I do this from a place of love, a place of trying to develop a higher understanding of myself and of the information that I'm bringing forward. Always trying to push the envelope, making more available to you, gathering more extraneous information out in the world so that you can have it consolidated right here for you. I've been working with many of you. I have to say, I'm thankful, and it is a benefit to be able to coach and to work with many of you. I find hidden nuggets of truth. Always a teacher, never a master. Always seeking answers. Perpetual movement, being in motion. We've been talking about divine love, unconditional love. We've been talking about the concept and the brand called Twin Flame. We've been trying to broaden that spectrum to allot for the soul contracts, the soul groups, soulmates, life partners, short-term love, hot spark, igniting, and that slow burn, nourishing, comforting fire that's going to be there for you over the long haul. Anyone that works with me will tell you I encourage you to read the book, The Four Agreements. God didn't stop talking to us just because they stopped writing and adding books to the Bible, or books to the Quran, or books to the Torah. God continues to talk. God talks every day. We're shown things in every way. Synchronicities, signs, wonders, miracles. Miracles happen. I will tell you, I've seen them. I am a definite benefactor of miraculous things. Many of you out there are at a crossroads. You're worried, or you are in question. Should I go left or should I go right? I'm a firm believer that your answer is just sitting there under the surface. Once you begin to understand that the past is what is truly holding you back, the past has anchored you and is preventing you from being here in the present moment. The past is an opponent that will never give up. It's like the Terminator, like when Arnold Schwarzenegger played the Terminator. It is a place mark and a point of our life that is past. Yet it continues to be present, and we continue to perceive it as a part of us that we cannot put to the side, or we can exist here in the now. I believe that leaving the past behind and existing in the present is to unlock possibilities. And once you unlock the possibility of being here with us now, you increase the probability that you will go forward, free, and embracing a peaceful existence. If you're battling anger, if you're battling fear, if you're battling those things, understand that the only way to quell fear is love. The only way to embrace anger is through love. Begin to love those points in your life which made you and defined you. No matter how upsetting they may have been, love them for the lessons that they have taught you. For you are here right now, exactly where you're supposed to be. You've gone through all the things that your contracts, your soul agreements were supposed to. That is a powerful place to be. Take your power back. As Miguel Ruiz says, become impeccable with your word. Do not use your word to speak against yourself. Do not put yourself down with your own words. Do not seek to demolish others with your word. One great thing is our ability to write and to read and to express through the word. Our words. Our words have unlimited potential and power. And when you start to embrace those and start to resonate, words of possibility, when that possibility begins to permeate and permeate your being, you gain potential. And that potential is powerful. That potential is your tipping point. That is the part of you that begins to put the past aside and begins to embrace this life. And remember that the past is an unlimited opponent with so much potential to beat you out of the present moment. But that potential means nothing. It pales in the comparison of what you can do right now when you integrate the possibility of the present turning into the probability of the future. Wow. I have potential. I have unlimited potential to manifest from the present moment for my future. How do you get there, Ryan? How do you do it? How do you get so much energy? How do you stay on top of things? How do you take your power back? Because the past has held me back. The decades of my life have kept me looking outside of myself, lying to myself, living a lie, not seeing my truth, not seeing my power, not allowing other people to know who I truly am, always afraid of what they will say, whether they will accept me. Thereby repeating the past, repeating patterns, repeating cycles, smothering myself into that. Let's look at your past as a deep, dark lake with an unlimited bottom into the darkness. And anything above the waterline is the present moment, the sky, the potential, the stars, or your future. Well, now, you can float on top of that past, and you're okay. You can only go down so deep into that past. You can only hold your breath so much when you go down into that past without drowning and dying and becoming part of the bottom of that again. So I suggest don't dive down into the past. Let the past sit. Let the past stay. Float onto the present. Allow it to lift you. Allow it to keep you, to radiate in this moment. Begin to show who you are with your impeccability of who you are. Express that. Say your mind. Speak your mind. If you're in a relationship where you can't do that, if you're in a place where you can't express yourself and be yourself, if you've been living a life of assumptions or a life of expectation, where you're with someone that is assuming you're something that you're not and is creating issues and is creating arguments and is creating trauma, and that is a repetition of the past because you're repeating something that you are not. If you're following into a role that isn't you, roll out of it. Stop, drop, and roll, my friend. Put the fire out and move forward. Get up and walk away. There's nothing holding you into the pain body that you're experiencing. Pain is relevant to where you're putting your potential. Pain of the present moment, you have to handle. Pain of the past moment, you can let go aside. If something is affecting you right now, if you have pain right now, if there is a concern right now, address it. But remember, a memory is a memory. It only has as much power and as much emotion and as much pertinence to this moment as you give it. You're the key. You are unlocking it. It's in a safe. It's secure. It's back there. Leave it. Push forward. You don't need to unlock the past in order to solve the present. Oh, but I have to forgive and forget. I have to go back and relive because I had a bad childhood. I have to go back and I have to relive it and I have to... No, you don't. Come on. What's the easiest way to forget and forgive a problem? I don't know about you, but I have a hard as hell time forgetting something. I got hit in the head to help me forget. I'm not going to do that again, though. Forgive? What exactly does forgive mean? Does forgiving mean that I say, well, okay, well, we didn't see eye to eye, you victimized me, I allowed you to victimize me, so it's okay? No. All you can do is learn to love. You love that moment, love that lesson, and allow it to be what it is. You let it be a breath, a moment of the past. Because we give our power away. I gave my power away in relationships, looking for happiness and love outside of myself. Believing, I found this magic. We had an instant karmic moment. Of course we did. Why? Because the source was sending me a wake-up sign, sending me a wake-up call. Get the hell up. Let's do it, Ryan. You can do it. You can do this. Then I wouldn't listen. I'd fall back into my subtle patterns and my same excuses and not being true to myself and not listening to myself and not realizing that I was allowing this person to abuse me because I was feeling that I deserved to be abused, and then I was feeling that I couldn't meet their expectations. Not all the while, I never even knew their expectations because I didn't even know what mine were. Then I would lie to myself about, well, I'm happy, I'm just got to tough it through this, and no, it's actually not, I'm lying to myself. So I would sit there, and I would lay there, and I would sit in that cesspool. It would permeate my present, then it would become past, and it would be days and days, and time would drift away. I would lose precious moments of time, and still be experiencing the same emotions. Well, I decided I needed to take back my power. The only thing that I had to do that with was some tools of being here in the moment, nudging myself into the now, doing something different every day, eating higher vibrational foods, meditating every minute that I could. If it was 2 minutes in the day or 20 minutes, I did it. Seeking solitude and silence away from things that would try to section me into little roles that I needed to fit into. Not driving myself to a state of delirium because I couldn't make a sound decision because I was oblivious to what I wanted. I began to detect my inner truth and what the answers were that lied within. Because I was giving my power away. I gave my power away even when I watched TV. I watched a movie one time where a bear came out of the forest and attacked a tent and killed the people. So then I'm like, I'm going to go out into the wilderness. I'm going to get out. I'm going to enjoy the stars. I'm sitting there under the stars with my tent. I go in my tent. I zip it up. I lay back. And all of a sudden I have that memory of that movie where the bear comes out and grabs the people out of the tent and kills them. I just gave my power away even to technology. I gave my power away to a concept, to an idea that I didn't even own. I gave it away to a piece of media because now I was terrified and I was having anxiety and I was worried about a bear coming out of the forest because I watched it on a movie. Look how power can be subtracted and added. Look how dangerous what you do, what you say, what you let into your bubble is. As many of you have heard, when I became vegetarian, I did it for reasons that were spiritual, not reasons for health, and when I did, my thirst for watching movies where a bear would come out of the forest or zombies were coming out dissipated. Why? Because I wasn't eating things that were angry. I wasn't eating things that had been punished. I wasn't eating aggression. Now, you can say whatever you want. You can disagree, agree. I'm not trying to have you agree. I'm just telling you my beautiful experience and hoping that what I believe, what I say, what I share with you becomes exponential because you see an example, and that example helps you open your eyes to something about you. Then you write your own story and reflect it into your own life and then begin to see little nuances that you can do to nudge yourself into the now. Right? Many of you came here because you're looking for your twin flame or you found your twin flame, all the while not understanding completely what the topic of the twin flame is, because who does? I'm a supposed love guru, love expert. I've been doing it since 1997, and I can tell you, That topic changes from year to year. The evidence will evaporate and then appear again. The complete dictation of explanation always seeming 100% elusive. Yet, we will plan our lives and we will put it into a process based on what other people say. Your truth is inside of you. Be impeccable to your word, not mine. Don't walk through life with expectations that I have on you. Don't walk through life with expectations that someone else has on you. Walk through life being you. Right? How do you take your power back? One for all for one, all one, everybody's equal. No, they're not. Why are they not equal? Well, they're not equal because they don't see equality. They see separation. They see the determination of others, and they become influenced by other people. We judge ourselves by other examples. We don't see our true self. We lie to ourselves if we feel like we're not good enough. We make a lie to ourselves that perhaps I'm just not able to do that. No, you're able. You're able to do what I do. You're able to do what anybody does. You are smart. You are wise. You are a wonderful creation, a divine being made in the likeness and image of a being that is beyond our conception here. Streets of gold? I don't know. That's what man says. But I have a feeling that if God, that source, made my hands out of clay or out of the dust, manifested them, brought carbon and water and magic and a spark of life with consciousness to me, do you think I can define that even with my vocabulary? That's why you get goosebumps, my baby. That's why you get goosebumps, because that is a natural response when something is overwhelming and you can't figure it out, but you know it feels damn good. Because this being, this source, this architect is beyond our description, beyond our concept. That's why we utilize totems to get there. That's why we have crystals and pyramids, and we have books, and we have words, and we have phrases. Because it's how we wrap our soul and our mind around each other so that we can express that love and that gratitude and that investigatory search and seek for answers and sharing with others. It's all so beautiful, but truly unlimited potential. So I say, take your power back now. The first way to take your power back is make sure that your thoughts are aligned with love. That's why I say when you get involved in this community and you want to leave comments down below, align them with love. As long as you're coming from a place of love and you're not disparaging and you're not bombarding and you're not trying to put people down, and you are saying, I love the fact that Ryan is sharing and making a stand for something. I love the fact that these people are commenting and believing in something. They're striving to be better people. I'm going to leave a comment and I'm going to come from a place of love. Boom, there you go. Perfect. Because this is a thought of consistency. This cultivates self-worth. This cultivates self-love. How do you do that? You have to practice it. You have to utilize your spiritual perspective to kick down those fearful illusions of what is expected and what is anticipated and what you believe I want of you, or what you believe your mom or dad want of you, or what you believe your lover wants of you. No. Why? Because we're being impeccable with our word, we're not taking things personally, and we're not making assumptions. And the best part is the reason why is because we are doing our best. Under any circumstance, just do your best and avoid self-judgment, self-abuse, and regret. That's power. That's why I love the Four Agreements. Miguel Ruiz lays it out nicely. Powerful book. And if you're going to embark on that book, please, first, don't take the book personally. Right? And then don't make assumptions that the book tells you how to be, and don't make an assumption that you have to be how the book says. All you want to do is you want to communicate with this concept to alleviate drama and sadness and this false sense of self outside of it, so you can come to a transformation place in your life, so you can begin to understand being here, being in the now, being in the moment, embracing love, embracing those things that will empower you, breaking society's damn domestication of our beautiful beings. We have been domesticated like a dog. We were a beautiful wolf pack running through the wilderness, alive and thriving and diving into nature, being one with our Creator. And then society utilized money and corporatism and materialism to domesticate us, to teach us habits which can hurt us, to only allow us to play on a playground, to tell us that a white picket fence is what we have to live behind and protect ourselves, so that the impact of other people's opinions and reactions begin to force habits on us, so that we begin to manifest our make-believe life based on what people say it should be, not what it could be or what it might be if we lived our truth. And then over time we learn that living our life based on an agreement that is outside of our mind but only forced on us by a concept of society, we were living a lie. This process of domestication turned into a series of decisions and choices that were driven by something outside of ourselves to construct us into something that is not relevant to our truth. Twin flame is a search for truth. Let me hear you say. The twin flame concept, the twin flame community, the twin flame ideology is a search for one soul seeking counterbalance in the world, looking for their truth. Now, as the Creator, using this as a conscious call out to bring you back in the fold, to say, come out of this darkness, come to me into the light. Let us rekindle the love you have. Let me show you divine love. Let me show you what it takes to live in this art of love. Let me show you what it takes to allow love. Let me show you what it takes to let go through love. Right? Then you begin to have this awakening. Then you begin to have this rationalization that this is really happening. Oh yeah. Your mind, the mind that made assumptions, those emotional reactions, those quick self-judgments that sabotaged you, the abuse that you took, the abuse that you gave, these realizations into a belief system begin to break away. That uncomfortable moment when you begin to realize you're a bigger, better being than you believe to be. You're a beautiful being. You're divine. Your definition is divine. That true sin that you believed that you committed is in the past. You've been punishing yourself for the past. No longer be in the world and not about the world. Be in the world, but not of the world. Exist in this world, but have a higher vibration, a higher frequency. For those of you out there that have ever studied martial arts, I've used this example many times. You have a white belt that starts, a novice, a beginner. They show up, they know nothing. And they can be instructed by the gold belt, the blue belt, the green belt, the red belt, the brown belt, the orange belt, the black belt. Anybody above them can instruct them and help them learn skills. But once you go from white to gold, to blue, to orange, to red, to brown, to black, once you get to the black belt, well, you can instruct all the belts below you, but you begin to not learn from them. You have to be at your equal to learn. You learn certain things, but to learn new techniques, to sustain your techniques, you have to practice with someone at your same skill level, someone that is centered in the same place. That's why even many books that are ancient talk about being equally yoked. So the twin flame concept is you're searching for someone that is going to be equally yoked. Your divine partnership, your divine love should represent equally yoked. Someone that is going to be able to be roughly in the same skill level that you are, if not willing to get there, because you have a mastery to attend to. Because you have a conscious wake-up call to create, to come forward, to bring the light back. We're like lifeguards. Light workers are like lifeguards. Remember my analogy of the pond, of the lake, being the past? Well, now we have to jump out off the shore, take our little raft out, look for someone that's down there drowning, that's going to be lost, and pull them out, bring them to the shore, revive them, resuscitate them, and bring them back to life. We bring them back to life by showing them love, giving them love, allowing them love, and not judging them, not punishing them, not seeing them as a failure, not seeing them as something that is secondary, but by seeing them as a soul that has got potential. And then we can bring them into the present, which would be back to the shore, where they can begin their instruction, their tutelage of learning the life lessons. That's why it's so powerful when you have equally yoked. And truly the twin flame mission, the twin flame concepts, are all counterbalance calls from our Creator that will either resonate and rise to that divine partnership, or nudge you out of your comfort zone and put you into that divine partnership. But either way, we're experiencing an awakening. Right? A definite awakening. A divine awakening. A beautiful moment. Just make sure that your thoughts are aligned with love. Choose love, release fear. Choose reality, release illusion. Because illusion is merely setting you up for failure because you're rationalizing false expectations. It puts you in this kind of self-imposed prison. So I encourage you to gain your power back, go deeper, identify the limiting beliefs, go into your core. Old and outworn ideas are the root of what is holding you back. They keep you away from being who you really are. So to keep these toxic relationships, or the job that you hate, or the addiction, or fear, and the fear of running into your true life's purpose, or your heart's passion, or your desire, is living a life of false expectation. That's living the lie, which is what it talks about in the Toltec wisdom. So I want you to get honest with yourself, bring out those things into the light, and start living. Wow! 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 Come on. That's a powerful place to be, right? Is it powerful? Is it powerful? I say it's all powerful. There's a couple quotes that I wanted to share with you about the Four Agreements because I really would love for you to read that book. One of the first quotes is, "What causes you to be trapped is what we call personal importance. Personal importance, or taking things personally, is the maximum expression of selfishness because we make the assumption that everything is about me." Very interesting. Very interesting. Another beautiful quote. Are you ready? "Death is not the biggest fear we have. Our biggest fear is taking the risk to be alive. The risk to be alive and to express what we really are." See, you're not afraid of the past. You're not afraid of repeating the past, because if you were, you would definitely change the present. You're afraid of the potential and what happens if you do something different and it fails. You already lived the past. You know what that's an evidence of. It's time to wake up, people. It's time to wake up. And I'm standing here. I'm ready to do it myself. I got into this place back in May. I've been helping people for years. And it took a wake-up call. It took the fear of me repeating my father's footsteps. My dad died at my age. He had a massive aneurysm. And I lived with the fear of approaching this age. I lived with the fear of repeating that. So I punished myself, afraid of that future. And then I sat in that hospital around my birthday in 2016, hooked up to an EKG, believing I had failed, that I had repeated the mistakes that I was so afraid of. And I saw at that moment that I had not practiced what I had preached, that I had failed to find the truth that I had shown to so many people, that I had become a wounded healer. When I left that hospital that day, I vowed to myself I would not stop until I changed my life, that I would not allow the chaos of change to come in like an earthquake and shake me to my core, that I would make a daily plan, that I would nudge myself into the now, that I would do it daily, small changes, small tweaks, small things, so that when I add those up a year from that day, I would no longer be my dad. I would be me. I would be a man that had learned a life lesson in the twinkle of a moment. That moment made me. And now I breathe it in, and I love it, and I live it, and I let my past go. And every day I become more impeccable with my word. Every day I realize a deeper portion of myself. Every day I realize a deeper truth. Every day I begin to practice more self-trust. I begin to clear away my loud voice of the ego, able to listen to my inner guide, able to answer and seek the things I need to eat, go to the places I need to go, look for the job that I need to do, become the man that I see and envision for myself, where I allow my intuitive knowledge to take flight. This baby bird got to the edge of the nest, no longer afraid to die, no longer afraid to fail, no longer dependent on the external world for answers. I took responsibility for my choices. I took responsibility to change my life, and I stepped into my full power, erupting this excitement and this anticipation, this life-giving force that allowed me to become my best version of myself. And I challenge you, I bring you with me. Let us learn together. Let us stand together. Let us stand shoulder to shoulder and shine our lights into the darkness and find those that are there and bring them with us. We don't have to play just on a playground, and we don't have to do adult anymore. Let us live and have fun. Let us embrace excitement. Let us begin to enjoy this moment, no longer punishing ourselves from the past, no longer battling an opponent in the past that can't be beaten because it doesn't exist. We will move forward into our highest truth, into our best self. And that's what this search is for your twin flame. That is why you're looking, and that is what you hope to find. That is when you find the twin within, and then your divine purpose becomes your only purpose, and your calling becomes the co-creative force that drives you. Stay tuned for more in the future, my wonderful, wonderful people. Peace, light, and love. And you better damn sure believe I'm gonna be there for you on the other side.
Hey, you can take it or You don't have to believe